Hello everybody and welcome to the stream. I am Max Makes Magic, and yeah, tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. We've got some sudokus to do. I am a patron of Clover, and I'm on the wrong page. There we go. Switch that back. Perfect. Yeah, so Clover, if you don't know who Clover is a fantastic setter of variant sudokus, prominently featured on Cracking the Cryptic. So yeah, I've been a part of her Patreon, I think, since the inception, which was, I think, back in September time. And this is the 7th pack of puzzles. So there are 8 puzzles to do. I think it's going to take anywhere between 2.5 to 4.5 hours, based on the previous ones. So yeah, I'm going to try and explain what I'm doing. So I might be going a little bit slower than my usual pace, just because if you've never seen a variant Sudoku before, it might not be clear what I'm doing or what the rules are. So I'm going to try and have to go through those. I have a drink, got everything ready. We are live in theory. Might as well start recording, actually. Let's do that. Huzzah. Okay, fantastic. So we're going to start off with a quad crop key pairs Sudoku. So normal Sudoku rules apply. If you don't know what normal Sudoku rules are, that means you have to have a 1 to 9 in each of the rows, columns, and boxes. Digits in large white circles must appear somewhere in the 4 cells surrounding the circle. Digits separated by a small white dot are consecutive. Digits separated by a small black dot are in a 1 to 2 ratio, and not all possible dots are necessarily given. So let's go. So yeah, looks like relatively straightforward stuff. So I'm going to pencil mark as much as I reinforce. That is just a 6 or an 8. That immediately comes down to being a 1 or a 2. Can't have a 5. Quite prolific in my pencil marking. So in a 3-cell chain, you cannot have a 3 or a 6, and the central cell is always a 2 or a 4. So it's either, and there is always a 2 or a 4 in those sets of cells. It's either 1, 2, 4 or 2, 4, 8 in either direction. So we definitely know there's no 3 and 4. Actually, does that just make that a 5? I think that does just make that a 5. That's probably the easiest 5 I'm going to get today. This brings that down to a 3 or a 4. Consecutive 5 or 6. Don't know about what to do about that. There's definitely a 5 in these sets of cells, though, in this row. Anything else we want to do? 3, 4, 6. Actually, this can no longer be. It's not a 3. It's not a 5. So can this be a 4? No, this can never be a 4 now, because this can't be a 3 or a 5. So we can take 4 out of here. In fact, 4 has been reduced to being just here, which takes this down to being a 2 or an 8, which is very cool. Oh yeah, we've got 4s aligning here. Oh, okay, we had that before. In fact, we should probably do the same thing here. We have 6s aligning here, so there's definitely a 6 along here. Anything else? So 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, and 4 is quite interesting in a box where you have a consecutive bit, because so this can either be 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9. So there's definitely a 7 in one of these. It can't be 5, 6, 7 because that eliminates all the values from here. So there must be a 6 in it as well. No, that's not true. There must be an 8 in it. So it's either 7, 8. It's either 6, 7, 8 or 7, 8, 9. Is there any problem if it's Okay, so if there's an 8 in it, we know the composition of this one. This is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. We can take those out. Interesting. Anything that we can learn from that? Nothing yet. So 4 I notice is being aligned here. 4 fits in there. That's fine. Oh, how about taking the easy wins? There we go. Here's some easy wins. Gosh, I feel like I now understand how Simon must feel. People watch him do Sudoku because yikes. Okay, good. Seven, 8, and 9. None of these here, meaning this is a 3 and a 6. It's a 3 and a 6. Easy peasy. 1, 2, and that can't be a 9 because it would be consecutive to an 8, and the 8 is over here, so that is not a 9. That is 1 or a 2. It can't be a 1 because it would be consecutive to a 2, and the 2 is there, so that is a 2, and that is a 3. And then we have 1. Eight, 9. We know 8 must go in the middle of a sequence of 7, 8, and 9. 2 and a 3 go in, 2 goes in, 3 goes in, 6 goes in, 2 goes in down here. That does the 1, the 2, 8, 9 in the column gives us a 1 here. 7, 8, 9. So this must be the 6 for the row. 8 and 9. I was wondering why I'd miscounted there, but I haven't, so that's good. I'm still missing a 5 from this box, so the 5 can go there. That's a 1, that's a 2. 2 goes there because we've filled in the 8 over here. Lovely. Anywhere else? I suppose we can try filling this in. This is definitely not a 1. This is also not a 1. This is a 1. And this. So we have a 7, 9 pair in this box. We're down to 6 and 8 in this bit, which gets the 8 out of here. Puts the 8 in this section. This is an 8 and a 6. Take the 1 out. We've got an 8. 7, 9 pair gives us an 8 here. Got a 7, 9. We've got lots of 7, 9 pairs floating around the box now. This is a naked single, not a 5. It's a 7. And then we have I was going to say definitely 3 in these, but that's not true. It's not even definitely an 8 in these either. I don't want to be like massively over pencil marking if I don't have to. I mean, the 6 Can we do anything with aligning 6s again? It's definitely a 6 here, definitely a 6 here. Let's do things methodically. I am trying to speed solve as well, which is obviously not an idea. That's not an 8. 3's out of here, so that's a 3. Ooh, okay, yep. That must be all the 3's, right? Yay, we've got all the 3's. That's not a 4. That's all the 1's done as well. Okay, we are close to cracking this. This is a 2, 5, or 7. Into a 17 cage. It's the only way of making 17. 13 without a 9 or an 8. Sorry, a 9 or a 7 must be an 8, 5, I believe, because there's no other way of getting that. Cool. All right. Pretty sweet. 10s without 8 and 9. There's quite a few ways of making that. Yeah, that's not very interesting. I think that's the end of the interesting bits. Okay. So what's missing? We definitely have a 1 in one of these bits. What are we missing? We are missing what? Yeah, so into these squares we have, that's definitely an 8 and a 9. That's definitely So where is my logic going wrong? 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, and 3. Is that true? We definitely can't have 1, 2, and 3 in those cells. Then how do we get? Oh, ugh. Okay, no, I'm being stupid. I'm thinking of thermos. What the hell am I doing? That's why it's breaking. It's because I'm thinking of thermos. Okay. That's okay. That's me being stupid. That's cool. Yeah. We cannot deduce anything about these cells just yet. These are arrows, and these sum to these things. So yeah, so this can be a 3, 4, or 6. This can be a 3. Well, this can't be a 3. Yeah. So yeah, this can be a 4 or a 6. Because this is just the sum of these two cells. That's make way more sense. So what we can actually tell from that then is this can't be a 1. If this was a 1, this is a 1, but this is the sum of this arrow. So this cell is this cell essentially. So this can't be a 1. That's a 2. That's a 1. That's a 3. That's a 1. That's a 2. So this, oh yeah, this can be a 2. I was going to say I'm broken it again, but no, I took 2 out of here mistakenly, so I'm going to replace that, and everything, in fact that is a 2, and everything is fine again with the world. Perfect. So 1, 2, 3 in a 9 cell. This must I think I just hit a key there. Let me just give me 1 second, just double check my settings. Hello. Right, Max. Yes. Okay. Right. 1 second. I need to I forgot that I have set up there we go. Let's put those back. So I don't know how much of that you've just seen, folks, because I on my OBS I had set up control numbers on my keyboard to start and stop streaming. And if you don't know the Cracking the Cryptic software, I'm just going to pause here while I explain. If you don't know the Cracking the Cryptic software, Control plus a number on the number pad does stuff. It puts numbers in certain things. Had a long pause in the middle there. Okay, yeah. I think I've been hitting Control and 3 and Control and 4, and that has been stopping and starting the stream. So sorry about that. I hope something has gotten through to the end. So yeah, never mind. I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, we are in the middle of puzzle 3. I don't know how much people have seen. Then that is my bad. I forgot I had that set up. It's just my bad. I can't change it now. Let's carry on. So we are doing arrows, killer arrows. So 1, 2, 3. Nine in the middle. 7 and 8 and 9 places a 5, 4, and a 3. 7 here, 1, 3, 4, 6, 1, 6. In fact, it's the same. It's reciprocal, as it were. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Definitely not 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. So it must be 8, in fact. And therefore that can't be a 4 because you'd have 2 4s adding up to 8. So this is a 3 and a 5. 4, 6. Take out the 3, so this can't be a 4 anymore. Got 1, 4, 6 triple down the middle. And we're going to take stock for a second while I reflect on how much of a numpty I have been. That's fine. Everyone knows I'm a numpty, it's fine. 4, 5, 6. The digit scale, so that's a 4, 5, or a 6 there, which is kind of good. If this is an 8, this is a 9. Oh yeah, if this is an 8, this can't be a 1. There is already a 1 here, so that can't be an 8. So I will remove it of its oneness. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, or a 5. Can't be a 2. This can't be a 6. Do I have control bound to mute mic? That is a very good question. Oh my god. Why is this so difficult? I control 7. Yeah. Give me 1 sec. Let me just scroll down. Mute microphone. Mute control 7. Yeah. Oh God's sake. Right, there we go. Who knew that shortcuts would be so handy? At least you've managed to guess what the the answer is. Oh my god, one omni shambles. Okay, good. We're fine. I've literally gone in and deleted every single possible shortcut that I had, and it's all gone. All the shortcuts have gone now. There are no more shortcuts. There are no more clicky things that I can do to turn off my sound, which is good. Same issue with the 8s here. If this was an 8 and this is an 8, therefore there are no 8s in this box. This is a 5 and a 5 and an 8 and an 8 and a 9. Lovely. Obviously no 9s on an arrow. Could be a 7. Could be 4. Couldn't be a 6 though, so that comes out. Right, 1. Okay, 5 comes. Okay, 5 comes out of here. Therefore, 4 comes out of here. This is down to being a 1, 3, and a 6, 8 on this side. Lots of high digits gone from here, actually. In fact, a 10 must be a high digit and low digit, because otherwise it wouldn't work. So this must be a 7-3 pair, which takes actually quite a lot of stuff out. It takes the 7s out of there, takes the 6 out of there, and that gives us a 4-5 pair. And again, we get a 4-5 thing here. If this was a 4, this actually no, that doesn't quite work because we definitely don't have a value here, so it's not quite eliminating a value. So that's good. Yeah, 3-7, 3-7. If it we get the 7 trick over here though. So if this was a 7, this was a 7. There is no 7s over here. So this is a 3. This is a 7. This is a 9. This is a 7. This is a 3. This is a 3. This takes the 9 out of here. Right. So what's left in this box? 1, 2, 6, 8, and 9. Definitely not 1. Definitely not 2. Could be a 6. Can't be an 8. Okay. 1, 8, 1, 9, and a 9. So our options are 4, 2 works. 6, 4 doesn't. So 6 definitely doesn't work. An 8 does. Okay, 8 definitely doesn't work. This is just a 2, 4, and a 6. That's a 9, that's an 8, 5, 1, and suddenly a flurry of action occurs. 4 and a 6. A 1 here means a 6 in the 7. Gives us a 1-4 pair. 7 gives us a 9 and a 4 and a 6. And a 3 and a 2 and a 4 and a 4 and a 5 and a 5 and a 7 and a 9 and a 7. Lovely. So we suddenly go all the way around the box, all the way around the world, and end up with a couple of digits left. 1, 2, and 5 go into here. And place that. In fact, we can place all of those. Wonderful. 4 and 8 go into these remaining. We still have one killer clue remaining. So these are 1, 2, and I want to say 5. Okay, there's a 1 and a 5, so we've got an 8 and a 4 as a potential, both of which appear to be still doable. So we got 6 and a 7 into here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 3, 8, and 9. 3. There we go. Perfect. Lots of pencil marks. We like pencil marks. I've besmirched them before. 3, 5, 8, and 9. That seems to be impossible. No, not 5, 8, and 9. What am I talking about? 3, 7, 8, and 9. There we go. We take the 3 and the 7 out of there. We take the 3 and the 7 out of there. Gives us an 8, 9 pair. Gives us a 3. Gives us a 7. What's left over here? We've got a 5 and a 3. 3, 5. Which would be an 8 or a 9. Places that we get a 1 over here. That gives us an 8. 9, 8, 5, 4, 1, 8, 9, 9, 8, 9, 4, 8, 6, 7, 6. Scanning, scanning, scanning. So we need a 2 and a 4 and a 7 in this box. 7 goes there. 4, 2. This is not a 9. 5, not 5. Scanning 4. There we go. We get there in the end. 1 and a 2 and a 6 and a 3. 1447. Hey Holly, how's it going? You haven't missed it. Some slight technical issues, shall we say? But we're getting there. We're getting there. My recording has stopped. I'm very embarrassed by the fact that I still have hotkeys set up, and hitting Control and number pad, not a good idea if you have those particular hotkeys set up, shall we say. All right, so we're at the 35 minute mark, shall we say. My live time is less than that. I do not honestly know how the broadcast looks. I don't know if it will like splice together stuff in the middle. It'd be interesting. I guess we'll find out. But anyway, on to Sudoku number 4, which is region sum line Sudoku. These are fun. So normal Sudoku rules apply. There are some blue lines in the grid which each pass through more than one of the 3x3 regions. In each region that a line passes through, the digits on that line must have the same sum. So if a line passes through regions 1 and 2, the digits on the line in region 1 must have the same sum as the digits on that line in region 2. Digits can repeat on lines. Different lines may or may not have different sums. Center marks impossible. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Well, no, I've gone and deleted all of my hotkeys. Like I literally all. Well, maybe not literally all, but the hotkeys I never used. I forgot existed, shall we say? So yeah. All right, region sum line Sudoku by Clover. Let's go. Right. So we have. Could be parity for this one. This is interesting. These all these 3 lines add up to the same thing. This line and this yeah. Oh, this is a single one. So these is that one line? It must be one line. No, wait. Is this line the same as this line? The same as this? This can't be the same. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is the same line. The totals are going to have to be relatively low. I mean, the total we know from the secret. So the secret here is that these lines add up to 15. The lines on these add up to 15, and we know this because of the secret. And the secret is that a full column in a row, column, or box of a Sudoku adds up to 45. It is the triangular number for 9. So if we know that these 3 are the same total and they take up an entirety of a column, and they're I mean all these regions add up to the same thing, then we know it's going to be 45. So we have a 45. So these also add up to 30, but that's over 2 regions, or rather that's over 4 squares. It is the secret. And I know that you can, if you want to do 30 in 4 squares, you need to do it with 6, 7, 8, 9. And I think we're going to get exactly the same issue over here. That is also exactly the same thing. This is triangular as well. So 6, 7, 8, and 9 go into here, which means that these are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Taking 3 and 4 out of the middle. Taking 1, 2, 5 out. We get a digit almost immediately. 3 and 4. So the remaining ones on these. So this, in fact, we know where the 4 goes here. The 4 goes here in this column because there's no other place it can go. This is down to being a 1, 2, and a 5, which is an 8 in total. Which means we now know the total of this. This must be a 1 because we have to make 8. And we've got a similar issue over here in that this is a 3. This 3 can't be on here and therefore has to go over here. And this must be a 1, 2, and 5 again. Yeah, and this must be 6, 7, 8, 9, I guess. And this must also be 6, 7, 8, or 9. Wonderful. So we're definitely 9s over here. And we know that one of these is well, in fact, this is a 6 or a 9. They have to add up to 15, so this must also be a 6 or a 9. So we take 6 and 9 out. This is a 7, 8 pair. We get another digit, another 2 digits, in fact. Gosh, we have so many digits. Gives us a 7, 8 pair down here, which means 7, 8 comes out of here, which means 6, 9 also comes out of here, which we kind of already knew. Even more digits. Wonderful. We're actually making, I think, pretty good headway. Yeah. I'm going to give us some credit. Got to get to 15. Are any of these restricted in the way you can get to 15? Like 9, you're going to make 6. That's 1, 2, or 4, 5. So that this square is slightly restricted. Yeah, I mean we've got a 2, 5 pair in the top row. In fact, that gives us a 6, 7, or 8, 8 or 9 out of nowhere. 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think that's going to do much for us, but I think that's pretty neat. A 2 or a 5. So a 2 is paired with a 4, and a 5 is paired with a 1. There we go. Which is good. anything else? Sevens aligning. Eights. There's an 8 over here somewhere. Are there any numbers that this can't be paired with? 8 would give us 8, 3, 4. That seems plausible. 6, we have to make 9. Is 9 any worse? Well, I mean, I can confidently say that one of these is an 8, but that's not really very exciting given that we know there must be an 8 on here. We have all the digits. Well, 3 is quite interesting over here, actually. 3 cannot be here, because this would have to be a 3 and a 10. And this would have to be a 3 and an 11. So we definitely know the 3 is over here. And we, in fact, know it's here, because it's aligning with the 3, and the 3. That gives us a 5, then. A 2 and a 5, which is nice. So our missing digits are 4 and a 6 and an 8 and a 9. This is an 8, 9. 8, 9 with 2 gives us... Ooh, that's interesting. This has to... So if this is an 8, that doesn't work. So this has to be the 9. The reason it doesn't work if it's an 8, we have to have a lower number than that. We can either get 14 or 16. We can't get 15. With the 9 here, we can get 4. That gives us an 8 and the 6, and I think that makes 15. It does. Thank goodness for that. Taking the 6 and the 8 out gives us 7, 9 pair. Gives us 6, 8 pair as well, which is cool. Are there any other restricted digits now? Like the ones. The ones is interesting. Is the 1 interesting? Not particular. Like 1 can go on here. 1 definitely can't go in here. 1 and 2 can't be in here. But then we know that 2 can be one of these. Yeah, this one's much less fun. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this one. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Could it be 2, 3? No. Couldn't be 2, 3 because this is a 3 cell. This has to add up to a minimum of 6. So 2, 3 only adds up to 5. The maximum is 9, which is 4 and 5, which we can easily do. So I mean the totals here are 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah. Because the minimum 6, the maximum is 9. Okay. Although we have no 3, which is kind of interesting, and we have no 5. We could do 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 6, 4, 5 would be acceptable. That is mildly interesting. Like what? Okay, what are we missing here? We got a 1 and a 2, 4, 6, and 9. Well, it's definitely right. 9 is definitely not on here. 6. Maybe. Okay, so if we don't have a 9 on the line, the 9 is over here. That gives us a 7 and a 9. That's at least some progress. We'll take the 2 and the 4 out of here and the 2 and the 4 out of here. Okay, so if it's a 6, it has to be paired with a 1 and a 2. I would say. What are the other options? So we got 1, 2, 1, 2, 4. Can we have a 1? Okay. Can we have a 4? Can there ever be a 4? 4 would have to be paired with, well, if one of these is a 4, the other 2 are going to be 1 and 2, and that gives us a 7. So we have a 1, 2, 4, but we can't make 2, 3, 4, 5. We can't make that add up to 7 if we have used all of 1, 2, and 4. Because we've used the 2, 5 and we use the 3, 4. So it can't be, I don't think there's a 4 in these at all. Which gives us down to a 1, 2, and a 6. So that brings our total up. In fact, well, we know, in which case, we know the total is, that's 9. That's 9, that's a 4. which means that is a 3. The 3 comes out there. Yeah, so no, take the 5 out. This is a 4 and 5. This is 1, 2, 6. So we have 3, 7, and 8 remaining, and then we have 1, 5, 6 remaining. It's good to me. All right, lots of pencil marks going in. We like pencil marks. In fact, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything? Well, that's so nearly a quadruple, but it's not quite. I think the question is, do we start looking? Okay, this is a 1 and a 6 again. Can this be an? Ooh, no, I was going to say, can this be like an 8 or something? Probably can. 8, 6, and something. Depends what this something is, I guess. Where is the next place we want to be looking, I guess? Like we have these values, that's fine. 2, 5 pair. I mean, like I say, it's so close to being. Oh, there's a 7. There's just a 7. Let's go for the 7, shall we? I'm gonna periodically keep over and make sure I'm streaming as well, because technical fun. Yeah, so that 7 has just been poking out. In which case, that 7 forces a 7 onto the line, where I know it's going to be paired with a 2, because the 2, 7 and 6 adds up to 15. So that's a 7 and a 2, 8 and a 7. That's a 1, 5 pair. That gives us a 2. That gives us a 3. That gives us an 8 and a 7. That 2 gives us the 5 up here and a 1, because that had to add up to 6. 1 and 5 come out of here. That gives us a 2, gives us a 5 and a 1 and a 4 and a 5. It's lovely. So this is down to being a 2 or a 3. This is down to being a 2 or... Stop it. Why is 3? Oh, because I've turned numlock off. There we go. Too many... yes, lots of fun. This is a 4 or an 8. That's a 4, that's an 8. Nice and easy. 8 comes out of being possible for those. Gosh, what's left here? 1, 2, 6, 5, and 9? Yeah. That's not a 5. 2, 5, 6, 9. Yeah, that looks fine. God, I feel like this is going to get huge if there's a 9 on this line. In fact, if there is a 9 on this line, we've got 9. I suppose it doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be huge. It could be huge. It doesn't have to be huge. What's left in here? We got 1, 5, and 8 onto this bit, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Okay. Gonna exhaustively good lift this and then do a bit of staring. So I feel like the logic over here is going to be the key. In fact, okay, if there's a 1 on this line, the maximum we can make that is 10. 1 and 9, obviously, which makes that a 6, and the minimum here is a 2. The minimum over here is 9, like, and the other way around is 2 and 5 and 6, which is already 13. Yeah, so don't think there can't be a 1 on this line, which is a nice assumption. What happens if there isn't a 1 at all on this line is the next question. If there's not a 1, then the minimum total is going to be 6, 2, and 5. So again, that's 13. I think that's the minimum you can get is 13, which we can make with a 4 and a 9. Okay, that's kind of interesting. So I can't immediately rule out there not being a 1 on this line, which is exciting. Where to now? 7. Okay, we already know all of the various values. Like at this point, is going to be some logic here. You know, what logic can we divine to work out where this is going to be? Can this have a 9 on it? I think the answer to that has to be a no. Surely. If there's a 9 on there, the maximum we can make this is 9. There's literally no other values. Yeah, because I mean we got 4 and a 5, so this can't have a 9 on it. So this is a 1, 2. That's so close. Oh wait. Stare at that. 1, 2, 5, 6, and 8. That is a quintuple. We like quintuples. Yeah, we'll take the 5s out of here. We have a 3, 4, 9 triple now, which is the more important thing. And this gets a pencil mark 9. These 9s go away. So we're down to this now being, well, if it's 3 and 4, if there isn't a 9, no, in fact there is a 9. We know there's a 9. there is no other choice. So it's just, what is the total? Is it 12 or is it 13? Oh. And if this is a 1, then we can't get to we can get to 12. It's 1, 5, and 6. Ugh. Okay. So 1, 5, 6, 3, and 9 does work. Yeah, if it's 4 and 9, what does that do for us? 4 and 9 gives us 13. Can we get to 13, in fact? Yeah, because 13 has to be 2, 5, and 6. Which is possible as well. Fun times. So this is where I try and work out what I'm missing. It's obvious. There's going to be something obvious that I'm overlooking. Is it the interactions between these 1, 2, 6s and this 1, 2, 6 for some bizarre reason? I don't think so. No, that would be crazy. We definitely know there's 9. 9, 3. 9, 3 places a 4. That becomes a 4. That looks fine. There's definitely a 4 in these 2 cells. It doesn't do anything. So the 9. Okay, so it's this. I think it's this. This is the clue. So it's either 9, 3, which gives us a 12. The 12 has to be made with 1, 5, and 6. Oh, is it? We have to have the 5. This has to be the 5. Because either way, it's either 2, 5, 6 or 1, 5, 6, right? Yes, this has to be a 5. Okay, that gives us a little bit more. So we got 1, 6, and 8 now. Places a 2. All right, closer. This is a 2. So 2. Okay, so it's 2, 5, 6, and we already knew it was 2, 5 something. So it's 2, 5, 6. Good. Whew. Okay, logicked. We like logic. Take the 1 out of here. Gives us a 1, 6, 9, 6, 5, 8, 5. We agree that was 13, so that's the 4 and the 9, the 5 and the 3, the 1 and the 5, the 6 and the 9, 6 and the 1, 2 and a 3 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, and that took us 18 minutes and 49 seconds. Pretty happy with that. That was as you can tell, they are getting slightly more tricky as time goes on, but that's good. We're still relatively low in terms of, I don't know if we're relatively low in terms of total time. I'm just going to give me 1 second. I'm just going to check my Discord. Okay. Not entirely sure how I'm supposed to do that, but okay. Back to the game. Good. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Each pink cell contains a different digit from 1 to 9. If the pink cell in a certain region contains the digit n, then every vaporwave max, yes, exactly, contains the digit n, then every pair of adjacent cells in that region which contains digits with a difference of n is marked with a white circle. For example, if the pink cell in region 4 contains a 3, then every difference of 3 is marked in that region. The pink cell in a certain region contains the digit n. Then every pair of adjacent cells in that region. What? Okay, every pair of adjacent cells. All right, okay. So the pink cell marks a region, and then every adjacent cell in that region which contains digits with a difference of n is marked with a white circle. Right. Cool. Okay, that does make that does kind of make sense. I had to read that maybe 3 times. That's fine. Okay, so if this was a 1, for example, then each of these is going to be a difference of 1 from each other. Notably, well, that is interesting. So, what values can this be? Let's type in some values. So if this is a 1, for example, that would have to be a 2, which it can't be. So that can't be a 1. Okay, well that's kind of an immediately good thing to get. What if this is a 2? So that'd be a 2 and a 4. These would be 5, 7, 9. I think it'd have to be 5, 7, 9. 6, 8, and a 1. So that can work. So that could be a 2. I'm going to put 2 there. 3 can't be a 3. Could it be a 4? Let's just pencil a 4 in there. So 4 means that each difference has to be a 4. So it could be 4 and an 8, and then this have to be 1, 5, 9. 1. No, we'd have to have like 2, 6, and a 7. I guess would also work. Okay, so that could be. I think that can be 2 and a 4. I don't think it can be 5. 5 can't be 5 away from each other. And also you can't have 5 cells. Okay, so that's 2 or a 4. I think anything that's got 3 in a row. I think anything that's 3 in a row is different. Yeah, difficult. This could be almost anything. I mean, it's probably a 5, but probably a 5. I'm going to say it's probably a 5. If it's a 5, then each of these differs by 5. Well, actually, let's do some maths. Oh god, I hate doing maths, but let's do some maths. So each of these is x and x plus n. X and x plus n. So a and a plus n, b and b plus n, c and c plus n, and d plus n. So it's a, b, c. A is 2a plus 2b plus 2c plus 2d plus 4n, where n is the middle. God, I'm gonna have to write this down. Okay. Okay, so 2a, 2b, 2c, 2d plus 4n, and then we have another n in the middle, plus n equals 45. So that's 2a, b, c, and d plus 5n equals 45. Okay, so essentially we're saying that there is an even number, which is what a, b, and c, d add up to. So that could be, say, 20. Let's say a, b, c, d add up to 20. 2 a, b, c, d add up to 40, and n could be 1. Okay, so in fact, I think that this might apply to the whole box, depending on how many of these there are. So this could be a 1, I'm pretty sure. Could it be 2? Could it be an even number? No, it couldn't be an even number. This has got to be an odd number. Could it be 3? Yes. It could be 15, and ABCD could be 15 in total. Could it be 5? 5n is 25, and ABCD is 10. Yes, that does work. So I think we can have 1, 3. I think we can have 1, 3, and 5 here. I think either of those work. So that is yeah, the maths works for that, I think. So the interesting ones, I think, come these ones. I'm not sure how much maths I need to be doing here. So again, we're going to have, the trouble is we've got so many variable squares now. Not everything is constrained by the square, which is a kind of a pain. There's nothing that limits us to, we could have a 1 here and a 1 here as well, for example. I definitely know this can't be a 1 again, because there's a 2 there. So this can't be a 1, can't be a 2, could be a 3. In fact, could we have, for any of these ones, can they be 5? 5 or bigger? And the answer is no, because this is essentially a crop keep dot, isn't it? So this is either 2, 4 or 4, 8, because it has to be the same distance away. So if it's 2, 2 has to be 2 away from 4, and if it's 4, 4 has to be the difference from 8. Okay, so that could it be? So does that make? Yeah, so it's crop key dots, but they're the small crop key dots. So it's 1, 2. So these are 1, 2, and 3 from 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is useful to know. 1, 2, 3, 4. This can't be a 1 again. So this is from 3 and 4. This is from, again, 6 or 8. 1. So okay, 1 could be from 2. 2 can't be from 4 then. So this is from 2 or 6. 2. This can't be 2 either, because 2 would be from 4, and there's a 4 there. So this is from 6 or 8 as well. So kind of interesting, really. I think the question now, asking yourself a question is going, the answer is no, is a classic British YouTuber live solves Sudokus move. Yes, I completely agree. Yes, I think we already proved that the 4 could be here, and this. So I think, does that actually make this interesting? This is a 2, 4. We've got 2, 3, 4 here, and we've got to have some. Yeah, we've got to have some stuff on the top. So this, I think, this has to be the 5, 7, and 9. Placing the 1 here, so this would be 1, 5, 7, 9, 6, 8. The alternative is 4, 8 with 1, 5, 9. So the thing that I'm gonna confidently-ish say there's a 5 up there. The 4, 8 is interesting. Does that imply that the 2, 6 is also interesting as well? Is this always the opposite of the 2, 4, 6, 8? Because if it's, I think we said that if it was 2 and a 4, this is 5, 7, 9, 1. And if it's 4, 8, this is 1, 5, 9. This must be a 7. Yeah, so I think this is the other part of the 2, 4, 6, 8. And it's either, but if it's a 2 and a 4. Oh yeah, so if it's 2, 4, that is 6, 8. And if it's 4, 8, that is 2, 6. Yes, that does make sense. To some degree. I will say. So I think the 9 is also always up here. So we've got 5 and a 9 always pointing in. Does that actually do anything for us? Or is it just being a pain? If this is 4, 8, 6 does not live on a dot is not much of a restriction. Gosh, this is a fun little one, isn't it? This is a fun one. I mean, I could start counting odds, maybe? Maybe it's a parity thing. That is a question. That is an interesting question. So there is a negative rule as well, right? There is a negative rule. Does that do anything for us with the negatives? Because it's every difference of a 3. Every difference of the pink cell. So if this was a 4, 8, for example, does that... Gosh, this is mind-boggling, isn't it? I think this is interesting. I think these are both interesting. I think they're probably interesting for later. Clover says, "Hey Max, just got home from work. Hope the solving is going well." It's not going too badly, Clover. Thank you for saying hi. Yeah, it's beyond the fact that my streaming has went a little bit weird. I have a bunch of hotkeys set up to control and number pad, which did various things like stop the stream and start the stream going again. So yeah, that doesn't bode well with the software, unfortunately. But yeah, so I'm just puzzling over mystery difference right now. This is a quite a good fun one. Oh, all the pink cells are different. Ooh, okay, that does help actually. Or does that help? That's at least interesting to note. Does that mean that these are all from 1, 2, 3, and 4 then? I think it has to. And does that place 5 in the middle? So if there's a we've got a 3. No, it doesn't. That doesn't immediately. Well, I can immediately see actually that stops that from being a 3 then. If that's a 3, then we'd have a double 4 in here. And in fact, the same goes for this as well. If that was a 4, then these would be double 3s. This is in fact a 2. Yes. Good. Yes. Thank you. We started making some progress. Hint 0 applies here. 3 and a 6, 1 and a 2, and 4 and 8. So I think there we go. I think that makes me happier. So this definitely is 5, 7, and 9 with a 7 in the middle and a 1, which is always good. Where else are we looking? So this is now not a 1 or a 3. So this is the 5. This is the 5 I thought it would be. Hint 0. Read the rules. Yes. That is typically where I tend to go wrong. Actually, no, I'm not too bad. I'm usually quite good at the variant stuff. So yeah, I'll take this one on the chin. I love that Sudoku has its own RTFC. I only hang out in the gas channel. Yeah, I'm only in the gas channels, unfortunately, which sounds really weird when you say it. But yes, I spend a lot of the time I've tried every day to do my genuinely approachable Sudoku, and have got 2 hats most of the year, which I'm pretty happy with. I'm doing pretty well on my hats today. So one is interesting. Where does 3 go in this box? 3 goes in the corner. 3. I'm not doing it. It's not my thing to do. But if you're a fan, then you can sing it to yourselves. Yeah, RTFC is reading the rules. Reading the card explains the card. There we go. That's the Magic the Gathering version. Gonna have some good lift level penciling there because I love it. So these, in fact, are all from 6, 7, 8, and 9. Doing my guess is the nerd version of watching my soaps or reading my paper. I love doing it every day. I honestly, it's been a nice little 5-minute, 10-minute diversion from work, and a period, just something I can do every day. Not switch off, but switch on and do my gas. So it's been fantastic. So 1's not here. Okay, so 4 and 8. I think we know that these. We know that 6 is in one of these, and therefore we know that all of these are odd. So I'm going to be brutal at doing this. 3, 5. So it's either 3, 7 or 5, 9. It can't be 5. So it can't be 5, 9 because then we would eliminate 5, 9 from the top. So this is 3, 7. There we go. 3 and 7. So this is either 1, 5 or 5, 9. There's definitely a 5 in there. It's always good. And then so this is going to be 1 and the other of the 2. So the 5 can come out of here. Yeah, getting back on the habit for the gases is good. There was a period where I was away for the weekend, and I came back and I was just like rabbiting through them. It was good fun. Take the 7 out of there. So we've got 6, 8, 6, 8, 9. So 7's in one of these. Squinting could be interesting. Possibly not yet. I'll pencil mark some lowly ones. Oh no, wait. I'll do even better than that. I will pencil mark a 1 and a 3. There we go. That's a lot better. Anything else that we can do? 5's kind of interesting here. I mean, this whole box is just we could start any way around it. So I mean, there's going to be a set of 3, 8, 2, 7, 1, 6, and 4, 9 in some order. We don't know what the order is yet. 2 and 4 go into here. It's a 2, 4 pair. This is looking close. I was going to say this is looking close to being done, but yeah, I just don't think we have the. If this was a 5, 9, we'd have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This would be the 1. Which it can't be. Yes, so there is definitely a 1 on here. So this is a 1, 5. There we go. Do I do the Cracking the Cryptic monthly puzzle hunts? Oddly enough, no. And I'll tell you the reason why. I get intimidated by the puzzles. Maybe not intimidated is the right word. I struggle to find the time. No, I'll go with I'll struggle to find the time. I do want to at some point. I've been a Patreon member of Cracking the Cryptic for ages. Have I ever tried to do one of the? I think I may have tried to do one of the puzzles once. I think it was the Egyptian one, but it was just so big. It was just like, yeah, it was too big, just too much stuff. Like, I love puzzle hunts. I've done myriad puzzle hunts in my time. Unfortunately, being a father and making Magic the Gathering content on the regular is already enough of a full-time task that going and doing a whole bunch of cracking the cryptic stuff is enough of a thing. It could be, but yeah, like Clover says, you really have to commit. Yes, I would definitely say that it's a lot of a commitment. There is definitely a 6 here, which I am enjoying. So we'll take the 6 out of the 8 or the 9. But yeah, they're just so huge. Like the Glum Hippo one was probably the one I was most tempted to try and do, just because there was a plushie prize at the end of it, and that is a sort of bribery that will force me to try and do something. I still haven't finished the book. I kickstarted the book, and got that in paper. And I still haven't. I did for a while go through, and I realized then that the links to the puzzles were working. So because I usually do them on my phone, so yeah, it was a lot easier for me to once I found out I could do them on my phone. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go through and crack these out. But yeah, it's still a shame that I've not managed to finish those off. Even though I've kickstarted the new book and have got a new version of the old book as well coming, I have a problem. I have too many Sudokus coming. Do I really want to pencil mark like this? I don't. Feels bad. 8's an interesting one, really. How is 8 going to work with a 7, 8, or a 9 here? You get 2 hats on your phone. I've got 2 hats on my phone a few times. Mostly I am on my PC when I get 2 hats because I do it at work. So this is definitely a 6, by the way, because otherwise, if this is an 8, I am not getting. The only way I'm going to get any value out of this is having a 9, and we already have the ones for these 2 rows. So this is a 6, and this is a well, it's a 1, 2, or a 3. I wonder which one it could be. So we're down to 5, 7, or 9, which is good. Any negative constraints? I'm still trying to worry about the negative constraints. Let's take 6s out of here. Take an 8 out of here. That's a 7, 8, or a 9. Oh, we already knew that. Oh, I said that like there was a massive thing there. How's this as 9? You can't have a difference of 9, right? Yes, simple things, Max. Absolutely simple things we can do. 6 can't be in there. This is an 8, 9 pair. 6 goes into here. 9 goes into here. Now we are doing things. I'm not going to say cooking with gas. Again, that's not my thing. All right. 8 and 5, 6, 7 must have a 6 in it. So that's good. That is a 5, 7 left over. Difference of 9, difference of 8. So obviously there's no 1 9s here. And there's obviously nothing with a difference of 9. So good. This 7 has been useful. So this has to have a difference of 7. We already know we can't have a 2 9. So this must be a 1 8 pair. And we can fill that in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6. We can't be far off. So we got 3, 4, 9 into these. That looks fine to me. Okay, so we're differing by 5. I'm kind of loath to go through and pencil mark all the options in for here because actually that can't be 3 because then that would be an 8. So okay, so this is the 4, 9 one. Okay, so it was actually worth thinking about it at least. This gives us a 1, 6, 2, 7. 1, 2, 6, 7 bit, which is good. That becomes a 9, 4, 9. Ooh, there we get a 2. That's 2, 7 out. 4. Lots of 9s coming out, which is good. Nice about the puzzle because Glum Hippos really taught me the logic for this puzzle. Ah, awesome. Yeah, no, I would have. By the time I think about doing the puzzle hunts, it's already like too far through the month. So yeah, it's really just the time investment that I just haven't really got. So you know, what I love about these puzzles is that there's only 8 of them between, well, there's 8 for Clover, 8 for Philip as well, who I'm also sub to, and they're just bite-sized enough that I can, if I want to, this is the first time I've tried to crack them in an evening, so I won't recommend doing that, but if you want to, you can. Yeah, because it's nice to savor these things a little bit. I think that can't be these 579s have to fit in here somewhere, and they're going to have to fit in here. I don't think these can be 4s anymore. In fact, I already knew that because of that, so that's good. This is a 4, 2, and 8, and we can do that. That unlocks an 8 and 9 at the bottom, which is also good. So this actually gives us a 3, 5, and a 7 in the middle. Also sweet. Now we're just into the sort of final pencil markings. This is a 1, 2, 4. Yeah, 2, 4, 2. Lose the 1s out of here. 6 and 7 gives us a 1 and a 2. 2 takes the 7 out of here. 3, 5, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 9 go into here. Okay. There we go. Now we're cooking. 7, 2, 5, 3, 7, 5. This is the 1, 6 pair, which makes that a 3 and a 1. Takes a 7 out of here. Funny thing, I didn't actually solve the hunt. I was aware of XY differences from way back when Hippo first came up with it and reminded me of it a month ago, and now I've made 3 of them. Awesome. This one's actually really fun. This is the first time I think this is the first time I've seen this kind of logic in any puzzle. So yeah, pretty fun actually. This has been quite a smooth solve as well. Which, you know, they always are, but pleasant solve. There we go. I'll have a pleasant solve. Speedrunning, Max. I'm trying to speedrun. I'm doing my best. I am doing my best. Right. I feel like there's some negative constraints here that I am missing hard. So what constraints? 3s. 4s would be 7s. What am I missing? Probably something broadly obvious as well. Yeah. 6. I mean, that's odd. Yeah. So this is just the final step where I'm trying to. Oh, this can't be a 6. If this was a 6, there would be a dot between these two. So this is the 6. This is the 7. This is the 5. 3, 6. 3, 7. 1 little dot. It's going to be a similar thing. I'm just trying. I've got to mentally work out what I'm doing wrong. Because deadly patterns are fun. Where am I going wrong? What have I done wrong? That's the real question. Okay. So every pair of adjacent cells which contains digits with a difference of n. So this is a deadly pattern. Unless I've been staring at these things for far too long, I don't see a resolution for this. Am I being stupid? He asks chat. 4. That's not 5 away. That's 2 away. Hey, Spiteful. Negative constraint. Yeah, I was going to say there must be a negative constraint somewhere, but am I missing it? Am I just missing this? because the difference from 6 here would be 2, which is already pencil marked. I don't think we can get the. I violated the negative constraint somewhere else. Okay, where have I violated the negative constraint? Let's do some rewinding. Where did I violate the negative constraint? Was it, we were back here, right? 5 was fine. No, it's fine. I'm entirely convinced that I've probably screwed up something. That's fine. So I think I claimed that this couldn't be 6 was where I stopped. So I think we were at this position, right? Everything looks right here, yeah. So I claimed that this couldn't be 6. And therefore, no, I think I remember what I did. I think I immediately claimed this was a 7. I think I immediately claimed this was a 7 without much thinking. So yeah, I'm fairly certain that's what I did, which seems wrong. Okay. Right. So this this has to be the 5. Yeah. Look, I also can't put a 5 next to it. Yeah, exactly. Good. We are fine. We have resolve things. 30, 14. Okay. Slower, but not too bad. I'm happy with that. Good. All right. On to another one. I'm going to have a quick swig of a drink. I will say, since Clover's here, thank you for joining. If you want to go and join Clover's Sudoku Patreon, I'm going to quickly just find the link and make sure I can get it right. I'm gonna think it's this. Let's see if that's right. Yes, let's do that. Cool. Yes. Patreon.com/Sudoku Clover. Go and join. It's not very much per month. I can't remember what I'm signed up as. £2.50. It's great. It's fantastic. You should absolutely sign up if you like variant Sudokus. You get a Discord. It's really fantastic. I would definitely recommend it. This is the 7th month I've been a Patreon, and yeah, it's just so much fun. So much fun. And it's not so much of a time sink that you'll get behind. I would say if you like your variant Sudokus, like, you know, there's only 8, which, you know, doesn't total to a huge amount, which is good. Oh, okay. XY Sudoku, XY different Sudoku. Normal Sudoku rules apply. If there is a diamond between 2 horizontally adjacent cells, their difference is the same as the leftmost digit in that row. If there is a diamond between 2 vertically adjacent cells, then their difference is the same as the topmost digit in that row, in that column. Sorry. All possible diamonds are given. Oh, so it's a negative constraint one again. Fun times. I think Clover might have done a gas puzzle like this recently. I feel like I've seen this rule set very recently. But let's get going. So let's see. So if there's a diamond, their difference is the same as the topmost digit in that column. Okay, so these are interesting because these are 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This is where I want to start. So the leftmost row, the leftmost thing here. So could this be a 9? This would have to be a difference of 9. We couldn't have that. In fact, I think the maximum here, I think we must be highly limited. So 3 to 5, the difference would be 2. Can't have that. 3 to 6, the difference would be 3. No, 3 to 7, the difference would be 4. This is an 8 or a 9 at minimum. Oh, the Gatai as well. Yes, the Gatai are really amazing funds. I did attempt one of the Gatais that I got for free last month, but I don't think I finished it. I realized that it looked very similar to one of the puzzles. Because I think I started the Gatai first and then did the set of puzzles as well, and it's like, oh, this looks really familiar. But then yeah, I didn't get too much further in it. But if it's a very cool interlocked puzzle, like several Sudoku grids all interposed on each other. Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's not in my immediate bag of tea. Bag of tea? Is that a thing? Cup of tea. But yeah, if you like that sort of stuff, go for it. So I think this is boiled down to being a 5. It must be a 5 or a 6, because we do not have much options otherwise. So if this is a 5 or a 6, this must be a 6 or a 7. This must be a 7 or an 8. Right? I feel like that is decent logic. Yeah, that's decent logic. Since the pack is really just what has Clover been thinking about this month. Excellent. Interesting. Okay, so I am going to maths this. Given that these differ by the same amount, there is no way that this could be a 7, because x. So this is 2 plus x is some number. 2 plus 2x is this number, and 2 plus 2x can never be 7 unless x is 2.5, which is not a number that we have in Sudoku. So that gives us a 6, which is pretty sweet. In which case this must be a 5 and a 3. 3 goes with a 6. 1 goes with a 4, and then this is a 7 and a 9. Sudoku setting is an art I have yet to I've set one Sudoku in my entire life. I don't know how to get started at doing it, and it seems like black magic to me. The way I set my Sudoku, I used a computer to set it, because I'm a computer person, and so I set it with a computer. Yeah, I use Z3 to program in the rules of Sudoku and like night Sudoku and stuff like that, and came up with a programmed Sudoku that it was for an internal competition at work, a puzzle hunt at work. So I would love to learn how to do it properly, because I'm like I say, feels like black magic. So yeah, if this is 1, 2, 6, 7, or 8, this gives us this can't be a 2, as that would make this number a 1, which it is definitely not. So this is a 5, 6, or a 7 up at the top here. Again, if this is a 5, 6, or a 7, this is an 8 or a 9. Can't be 7 then, which means this can't be an 8. We get down to 5, 6. We get into this weird 5, 6, 7, 8 kind of thing going on again, which is kind of cool. I like it. I'm not. I was going to say I'm just making sure I'm not doing things in the opposite direction. Because I'm very worried that I've it could be going downwards. Like 5 could be going to 1, but I think all of the options I've been given so far are big number here, little number here, and big number here, little number here. So I don't think I've screwed up yet, but I do have to bear this in mind, because it's entirely possible that I will screw up. So yeah, the 1, 2, 3 means that this is at least 4, which means this is at least 7. So this is actually 8 or 9. This is now 5 or 6. And this is 7 or 8, which is cool. Yeah, so we couldn't have a 4 here, because that would give us a 7 here, and we already have a 7 here. So yeah, 5 or 6. We've got a 5, 6 pair. which is kind of cool. The thing about setting Sudokus is the process seems to require some level of base Sudoku solving ability. I'm not convinced I have. My setting process is add a constraint I think is neat, solve as far as I can go, add another constraint to disambiguate, repeat until unique. Yeah, I feel like that's that sort of iterative process. I feel like there's some really interesting computational work to be done to sort of, what I'd love to devise is a Sudoku. I know there have been some like miracle Sudokus where the logic has just stemmed from some very straightforward rules, and it sort of fractally generated an entire grid's worth of numbers. I'd love to try and discover a fractal, that kind of fractally created Sudoku. I think that'd be really neat. But we will see. Yeah, I think just getting good at setting Sudokus is probably the prerequisite there. Don't walk before you can run. Luda says there's lots of setting videos out there, including Clover and Grockles and MemeRister. I'll have to look that one up. If yeah, I might have to get a link to that MemeRister one at some point. I don't know if you'll be able to paste it in chat, but I would like to. I'd like to see one. That would be pretty sweet. Again, here through this is at minimum 4. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's definitely not 9. In fact, 9 is actually quite limited for a lot of these things, right? Where does 9 go in the top row? 9 can't go here. 9 can't go here. 9 could go here. Could go here. I can't go there because we have a 9, and it can't go there because it's, yeah, okay, so 9 is limited to this box, and similarly 9 can't go here, can't go here, here, and I think it can go in any of those. So that's really cool. Yeah, so we've managed to limit 9s at least, which is pretty sweet. Four, 5, 7, or 8 means that this is going to be, well, it can't be a 4 in fact, because then that would be a 5. So this is now 6, 8, or 9. What am I looking for now? Inspiration, that's what I'm looking for now. The 5, 6 pair at the top row is really the 5, 6 pair is looking at me with a little bit of a side eye, going, you should probably look at this. Let's see, 1, 4, 6, 7, 9s into those. Does that do anything? No, because I was going to say that I was going to immediately claim that this could be a 9, but it can be a 9. It's not guaranteed to be a 9. It is interesting the number of. I think the more of these in a row, obviously the more constraints there are. This is highly constraining as well. Gosh. What am I missing here? There must be some simpler logic that I'm not appreciating. I'm going to take some of the. I'm going to take those out. I don't like those. I don't like those. Sometimes I like my pencil marks, and sometimes I don't. Okay, I'm gonna let's start doing some sensible Sudoku stuff. 1s, any 1s, 2s. 2's mildly interesting. 3's are more interesting. Obviously we've got 3's down here. 3's are interesting now. So 3's are actually forced onto. If there was a 3 on here with a 9, that would be very interesting. So I think, yeah, so the 3 on one of the diamonds here. Okay, well, if there's a 3 on one of the diamonds, surely that is also placing a 3 on one of the. Too many 3's in that box. That was almost interesting. I'm sure I'm missing something obvious. 5. Oh, okay. 5's interesting actually. 5 into this box. So if 5 is on here, that's a 5-6 pair, and we place a 1 in the top row. Is that doable? It is doable. I mean, obviously it is doable. I'm just trying to work out whether there's anything that flows from that. This is interesting as well, actually. I'm flitting around the grid a little bit. This is essentially this is a doubling one again, isn't it? So it's either going to be, yeah, okay. So it can't be a 1. So it's either going to be 2 4. So 2 4, or it's going to be can't be 3 6. So it's either yeah, definitely can't be 3 6 because there's a 3 there. 2 4 or 4 8. But if it's a 4 8. That will place a 9. Okay, so that becomes a 1. That'd have to be a 1. Okay, so I don't think there's any other values for this. It's either 2 4 or it's 4 8. There's definitely a 4 in there, which means that this is either a 3 or a 7 or a 1. Hasn't limited it as much as I'd like, I have to say. I have to say I was hoping for a little more. Interesting. So the 5 6 here. Okay, so I think the interesting point is that one of these has to be a 5. One of these has to be a 5. And because it's on a diamond, the minimum, so the maximum this can be is a 1 2 3 or 4, right? Because if one of them has to be a 5, it can only differ from the next number by at most 4. So I think we limit that to 1 2 and 4. Does that force these numbers high? Well, it certainly means that this is not a 3-9 pair. if it was going to be a 3-9 pair, it is definitely not a 3-9 pair anymore, shall we say. It certainly makes this interesting. Or more interesting. I'm not going to say it's entirely interesting. I mean, obviously it's not a 4 and this is not an 8, because then that would be 4 4 8 and you cannot do that. If it's a 1, it gets mildly interesting. Does it get mildly? Yeah. Is 1 mildly interesting? He thinks. 1 means that 5 and 6, we'd have a 4 7 pair. Okay, so if this is 1, this has to be 4 5 6 7 into here, meaning we place an 8 9 in here, and this would be a 2. So I think the options is either this is a 1 or it's a. What if it's a 4? Ooh. If it's this can't be a 4. This can't be a 4. If it's a 4, how are we going? Well, 6 different from a 4, or 4 different from a 6 is a 2, and therefore this has no value. So this is not a 4. So this is a 1 or a 2. If it's a 2, we either, well, if it's a 2, this can't be a 5. So this would have to be a 6. It can't be a 5 because it sees both a 3 and a 7, which are 2 away. So this would have to be the 5, which would make this. Well, it'd have to be. Yeah, if this is a 2, there has to be a 7, and that would have to be the 7. That would have to be the 6, and then this would either be a 4 or an 8. Don't immediately see anything wrong with that. I mean, obviously, okay. So if it's a 2, that can't be a 4, so that'd have to be the 8. And then that would be a 4, that would be an 8. I don't see anything wrong with that either. Okay, bringing this down to a 1 or a 2 though, that does limit this a bunch. So this is either a 5, a 4, or an 8, which I think is sensible enough to pencil mark. This is now, oh god, that's now 7,000 different values. That's a 4, a 6, a 7, or a 9. No, 4. Yeah, and plus a whole bunch of other stuff it could be as well. Okay, so yeah, less interesting. Less interesting. I think this square is starting to become a little more interesting as well. Because this can't be that high. This can't be an 8. Ooh. Could this... What can this be? This has to be below it. This has to be okay. Let's pencil this has to be below 7, because we have to have a difference between this and 7. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not a 5, 6, and it's not a 3. So it's a 1, 2, or a 4. And it can't be a 1, and it can't be a 2. So it must be a 4. This must be a 6, and this must be the 2. No, don't know. Why have I broken? No. Why is this broken? Oh, why is that logic broken? No, no, I don't want to break this logic. Oh, it's such pretty logic. Where did that go wrong? Because I feel like this logic makes sense. This has to be when you have a big digit like a 7, we have to be able to put something in here. Is it? Did I successfully reason out that this couldn't be a 4? This was a 4, wasn't it? Because it had to be below. Again, we have to be below the. We have to be below the large numbers. Maybe I didn't successfully get rid of the 4 out of this. Try again with a 4 in row 1, column 3. I think you slightly overassumed. Okay. Oh no, maybe I did slightly overassume. Yeah, let's just pencil go through the pencil marking. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Yes, you're missing my favorite bit of logic in the puzzle. I probably am. I feel sorry if I am. You'll have to tell me afterwards what that would be if I do. Sorry, I realised that I slightly screwed that up. That's fine. These things happen. That's a 2. That's a 4. This is a 3. This is no longer a 5. That's a 5. That's not a 5. That's not a 5. It can't be an 8 though. How can that be an 8 or 8 away from anything? So that's a 4. That must be a 9 now. That must be a 7. That must be a 9. 8. 7. Could be 7, 8. Could be 8, 7, or 9. I think. We definitely know it can't be a 9 though. How did I reason that couldn't be a 9? Why did I pencil mark 9s into here? Why did I do that? I have a feeling I can't pencil mark. I pencil mark 9s into away from here for some reason. I do not know why. Anyway, I'm sure we'll see. There's a 4. Okay, not 9. That's a. Wait a second. Have I broken it again? I shouldn't have broken it again. This is becoming a theme. I don't really want to be breaking things. Feels like I may have broken something here. It seems like the 6. Gotta get 4 and 6 into here somehow. Let's rewind. I'm going to do some rewinding because I feel like I might be going a bit too fast, and that would be a problem. So I'm pretty sure this is wait, what did I put here before? 8, 4. Oh, maybe I did put 7 and 9. 7 and 9. Okay. 9, 8. I don't know what went on there. That seems to have given me entirely different logic from last time. Am I being dumb? I don't think I'm being dumb. Okay. Well, I've redone it and it seems to have given me some slightly different numbers out. Which I'm slightly dubious about, but okay. Those seem to go in fine. 6 is... Suddenly this seems to be able to be 6. And this is 4, and this is 9. Making this 7. 2, 6. Okay. 8 minus 6 equals 2, not 1. That's where I got it wrong. Good. Yeah, because I'm looking at the 2. I'm right. I'm looking at the 2. I'm looking at the 2 and taking it and adding it to the 6. That's why I did that wrong. Right. So it is 7. Thank you. Gosh, doing this live is way more stressful. Way more stressful than I was expecting it to be. All right, 3 and 9. This is where my massive amount of time is going to be spent. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This has to be 6 because 6 doesn't fit anywhere else in the box. This has to be 2. So these are all 7, 8, and 9. This can't be 9. So this is 9. This is 7. This is 8. This is 8. This is 5. This is 4. And now I've broken this one, right? Oh no, what am I doing? No, this can be still 5. Why am I removing 5 out of this option? This can be 5. Gosh, pencil marks are my nemesis tonight. What is going on? 6. 6 goes at the bottom. This is a 4. This is a 9. Yes. 3. Okay. Oh, maths. Gosh, yeah. After an entire day of work, making me do maths was apparently just the last straw. That's fine. That's fine. 9 goes in here. Definitely. Oh, this is definitely a 3-4 pair, obviously. 3 and 4. 1 and 5 differ by 4. So this is this. Right, I'm going to be super careful about typing in numbers and thinking for the rest of the night if it's going to be this hard for me to maths things up. 4 and 9, 1 and 6, 3, 1 and 6. That's a 2 and 8. That's looking promising. That's looking good. Right, and this is from 1, 6, and 8. They need to differ by 2. No, that's wrong. 1, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 6, 7, and 8. They need to differ by 2 still, which is 6 and 8. So these are 6 and 8. 6, 8, 7, 1, 6, 4, 9. Getting there slowly. 8 and 9. 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, there's a 4. That's nice and easy. This is an 8. I can scan fine. It's just asking me to do maths is apparently too much. 2 and 6. 2 and 6. 1, 5 pair. 1 and 6. Oh, okay. We're getting there. We're getting there slowly. 4, 5, and 7. 5, 7, 4, 7, 5. 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 5. 8, 2, 3, 8. Oof, 27.39. Gosh. Thank you for everyone who stopped me from pulling my hair out there. I would have guessed it. I would hopefully have gotten there. Row 4, column 2 was an 8, 9 that attaches. Okay, let's have a look at this. The timer is stopped. The timer is stopped. Row 4, column 2. Row 4, column 2 was an 8 or a 9 that attaches to the 3. Row 8, column 8 was an 8, 9 attached to a 3. Oh yeah, yeah. The tops of their columns were a 5, 6 pair. And they are. So row 4, column 2. Row 4, column 2. Were an 8, 9 bent pair. But both saw row 8, column 2, which was a 7, 8. Gosh. Wow, that is oh, that's really cool. That is nice logic. Yes, no, I would not have got that. I just bulldozed my way through it. But no, that's really sweet. That is. All right. Nearly there, folks. Nearly there. Gosh, it feels like this pack's gone a lot faster, which is good. Killer Arrow Sudoku number 2. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits and cages do not repeat and must sum to the indicated total, and digits along arrows must sum to the value in the connected circle. These are not thermos. I will say that again to myself to remind myself that these are not thermos. They're not thermos. Not thermos. No matter how many times I say that to myself, I'm still going to screw that up, so that's fine. These cages are useless. Okay, I can see some 3 soul arrows here. So these are 6, 7s, 8s, and 9s. This is also a 6, a 7, 8, or a 9. I'm not going to pencil mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That seems ludicrous overkill. Okay, there's going to be some. Oh, these arrows look interesting and fun. Okay, what do these arrows mean? Arrows and killers, my beloved. I like killers. Killers are good. Arrows, I keep forgetting how they work mentally while I'm processing them. I love thermos. Thermos are my friends. Arrows are fine. So, okay, we have these 2 value. This cell, this cage, shall we say, is 13. So this is Oh, let's see. Do I have letter tool? There we go. So this is I love doing letters, by the way. Letters are so cool. And then this is a BC pair. So what can we say? We can say these two add up to 13. Is that an interesting thing? Not especially interesting, I would say. Unless there's some sort of secret in place. It could be something to do with a secret. The Fistomathel ring exists, but I don't feel like Clover would have done Fistomathel. I feel like I'm just looking at this shape. It exists, but it's not like. I don't think it's gonna mean anything for this. Is there any other? These cages might be. Is this exactly the same thing, just rotated slightly? It is, isn't it? I wonder if there might be some colouring. Yeah, and anti-knights are fantastic. I love anti-knight puzzles. Anti-knights are pretty fantastic. Is it colouring? Do we have to start colouring here? I'm gonna stare at this for a few minutes, just trying to work out where the break-in is gonna be. It's very pretty as a grid, like aesthetically, it's extremely aesthetically pleasing, which is always a nice thing for a grid to be. So, I mean, the reason I'm wondering about where things live in grids, like obviously the trouble is they're straight arrows. If they were not straight arrows, that'd be more interesting. Because, I mean, what I'm basically saying is this doesn't exist on this arrow is not much of a conclusion to take away, given that it's in the same column. It's possibly something to do with odd cages. Certainly, I can say that this cell is not here, right? Because so we start with this cell, it totals to these. I'm pretty sure, yeah, because these all total to 13. So therefore these total to 13. Therefore they're not the same. That is a very small deduction. I don't know how useful that is going to be. Normally in arrows, the position of 9s is quite useful. Maybe it's position of 9s. Where would the 9s be? So, like, we can't have a 9 on this arrow. Ooh. Ooh. No, wait. This is more interesting. What can this be? Yeah, where this is okay. This is a 17. Okay, now this is where we start. Right, 17. This is a 17 cage, but it's in 3 cells. I thought that was interesting, but it's the reason it's interesting is because this is the same as this, and therefore these add up to 17, and therefore that's an 8-9 pair. Aha. Okay. Progress. And we're going to do, where else can that be a thing? This is also I'm going to take the colors away because I'm pretty sure the colors, right. So 16, for example. So I'm saying this and this also add up. This is more interesting. This is more interesting because they could both be. You started with the least interesting cage for that logic. What's the most interesting cage for that logic? Gosh, I'm not sure which one the most interesting cage is for that logic. Okay. surely 17s, because of this arrows. They're effectively 2 soul boxes. Yeah. So this is interesting. Like, could this be an 8 and this be an 8? I think both of these could be 8s. You could have an 8 here and an 8 here, and then these total to 8. So this could be 13. Is okay. 13 is the least interesting. I'm sure I'll come to. I'm sure I'll try and work out why that is in a second. So I think these are from 7, 8, and 9. So it could be either 7 and 9, 7 and 9, 8 and 8, or 9 and 7. Right? I feel like that is that's the pairing. That's the pairing. Oh, doing it in the same colors is gonna. I feel like coloring these things is going to be a bad choice. 15. Okay, 15 is 6, 7, 8, or 9. 6, 7, 8, or 9. 15 is also 6, 7, 8, or 9. 16 again. 16 again is also 7, 8, or 9. So we do have a 7, 8, 9 triple now, which is something to note. It's pretty good. All right, let's look at this. Let's look at these. Well, 14 is also relatively interesting. So 14 is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. I feel like we're just doing all of the high. It might be interesting to just flag the high digits here, just in case. I will just quickly. Orange for high digits is what I use. I don't know if that is the standard, but it's what I use, so I'm going to go with it. 4, 8, 9. So okay, 13. What do we need for a 13? 13 is 4, 9. I think 13 is basically a similar thing. Could it be 4, 4, 9? Let's just pencil mark these. I'm not gonna. I think this could be literally 1, 3, 9. So I think it could be 4, 9. It's 4, 9, 5, 8, or 6, 7. So I think, yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Could it be the opposite way around? Yeah, we could easily have a 4 here. Yeah, I think that's fine. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that's exactly the same process over here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I think we are. Now we're not, because this 7, 8, 9 is looking at this 4, 5, 6, so we know that these digits are the same. 4, 5, 6. No, we know these are the opposite. That's right. So that is a 7, 8, or a 9. Yeah, so 6 would go with 7, 5 would go with 8, 9 would go with 4. A 4, 5, or a 6 has to be from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Mildly interesting. We don't have a similar restriction yet on 7s, 8s, or 9s. On this instance of the 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, or 9. How interesting is that? Broadly not interesting yet, I don't think. I'm not convinced. Okay, so the next thing I want to think about is does this imply anything on? Is there anything that sees all of these squares in some way? Where I don't. Well, obviously the column. It's the column that sees all of them. But does that cause any issues for anything else? I mean, obviously this is from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That doesn't really give us any sort of limitations. Oh, so we've got 7, 8, 9 triple here. Let's mark that. That seems important. We got a similar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 thing. Ooh. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, this is from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we kind of knew a lot of that already. I don't really want to be pencil marking. I like pencil marking 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not convinced I want to be pencil marking 7, 8, 9s and not 7, 8, 9s. That feels broadly like a bad choice. 7. And 7 in this box is obviously here. Whatever this value is, this value, okay, these are opposite values. I've got to remember that these are linked and these are opposite. These are not the same digit. So if this is a 9, this is an 8. Because otherwise I'm going to do some stupid maths. So 1 to 6 is less than 6. We kind of knew that. Yes. Quote me on that. Yes, the other place would say a knowledge bomb, I would imagine. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Fun. So I think, where's the next place to look? I don't really, like I said, I don't want to be pencil marking the whole world. So let's look at these 13. Yeah, let's look at this one, which is the least restrained, and see what we can do. So if it, okay. If it's a 7, if it's a 7, 8, or a 9, that's an interesting thing. Let's look at whether this is a 7, 8, or a 9. Yeah, let's look at 7, 8, or a 9. So if this is a 7, 8, or a 9, then this is a 6. I'm just gonna start. I'm not gonna say this is. It's certainly not cheating. I'm just trying to work out what the values can be. It's not. I don't think. Does this count as bifurcation? What? I'm still not. I'm not au fait with the laws on bifurcation. So we're claiming. What I'm claiming now is this is one of 7, 8, and 9, just to get this triple in place. This would then be from 4, 5, and 6. And then we start getting some. What do we get? Do we get anything interesting coming out of this? Seven, 8, I mean, this would be 7 or 8, and then obviously these have to be made up of small digits. Is that interesting? Mildly interesting. This becomes 7 or 8. This becomes, at that point, that becomes an 8 or a 9. That will become a 7, and then that would become a 9, and then that would become an 8. That would also be an 8. 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm not seeing any reasons why that would be immediately. I don't see any reasons that is immediately forcing things to be different. I mean, that's actually looking quite plausible as a solution, but that's all predicated on this not being. Yeah, it's all predicated on that being a 7 or 8 or a 9, which we do not know yet. And if we can prove that, then obviously that would be fantastic. So where do we go to prove that? I'm just going to pencil these in and stare for a few seconds. Feels like we have to have a relatively large-ish digit in here. To get to, well, what's large-ish? Like out of the 3, I feel like we have to have at least we have to have one of 4, 5, and 6 in there. I feel like that's probably just how maths works as well. Yeah, because I think the minimum is yeah, we have to have at least one value that's over the minimum, half the minimum. Yeah, so 4. We have to have at least a 4, because if we didn't, we'd have 2 3s or whatever. Some, no, stupid. There's some logic there. So I think we have to have a 4, 5, or a 6 in here, paired with something else, but that doesn't obviously point anything out. I don't know if you want a hint or a very oblique hint. I'm happy to just puzzle for a few minutes. I know it's not like super super spectator sporty kind of stuff going on, but I'd love to be able to crack this by myself if I could. So I'm just going to take a few minutes to stare at it, if I may. It is interesting to try and work out where some values would go in a box. Is it interesting to work out where those values would go in a box? I keep coming back to this box and working out like where does this cell go in this box, for example. So like this is green. Green can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. Is that true? Can it not be here? Pretty sure it can. Ooh, can it be there? No, no, of course not. Yeah. So yeah, these cells are different. So this, yeah, none of these are green, none of these are green. So green is locked into but we also know it's from 7, 8, and 9, so it's not here either. Oh, ooh. Am I saying that that's green then? That that feels logical. Like surely it has to be, right? And therefore one of these has to be green. One of these has to be green, but ooh, well, if that's green, then this is also orange, and then we've got our quota. Or this is this. So I think I think that's a reasonable assumption. Well, not a reasonable assumption. I think that's a reasonable conclusion. Which is kind of interesting. So, oh yeah. So, well, obviously we knew one of these is the 7. What is the let's have a look at the impact if this is an 8. This is an 8, this is an 8. This is a 9, this is an 8. I just want to see what the impact is going to be. Whether there's, yeah, so that's down to a 7, that comes down to a 9. That comes down to a 7, that comes down to a 6. That looks reasonable. I don't see any reason why that couldn't be the truth. And that would place that there. Okay, that's interesting. So okay, well let's try a different one. Let's try 9 then. What happens if we put a 9 there? That gets to 8, that gets to a 9. That comes to a 7, an 8. That's a 9. That is a 4. That's a 7. That's a 9 again. So 8, I believe these two were the same. 9, these two are the same. That's interesting. That is mildly interesting. I wonder if there's a more broad proof of this. Oh yeah, those are the only two options. Okay, interesting. So, oh no, that's not true, because this could also be a 7. I'm not saying it is a 7. I'm saying it could be a 7. But this is me just working through the potential options for what things could be. I think this, in fact, oh yeah, that is a decent, and that is a right. Let's put out some of our coloring back because I feel like the coloring was actually useful. But this cell, this purple cell, is the same as that one. This is the opposite of this. Oh, is that generally true? I think it might be. Ooh. No, that's not generally true. Duh. Okay, I was just going to say that is generally true, but that is not the case, because if that's an 8 and that's an 8, then obviously this isn't. This is a 7. Oh, okay. I was about to make a huge mistake there. Fine. So I'm just going to quickly run through our logic again. So 7. That gives us an 8, not an 8 over here. That gives us a 9 over here. Does that give us a 9 over here? Well, that is a 9, and we can't put a 9 on the thing, so yeah, that is a 9. Okay, so 9 here gives us a 9 here. An 8 here gives us an 8, 8. This has to be 8. 8 has to go in the box somewhere, and that is an 8. So 7. 7... 9, 8, 7. That is also an 8. That is a 9. That's an 8. We can't put 9 in the box. So that is an 8 again. So I think those two are the same cell. That's a little bit of bifurcation, I would say, but is it really? I'm not sure. Yes, I'm going to claim these two are the same cell. Just because of the restrictions on this cell. If it's a 9, this pushes an 8. Sorry, if this is a 9, this is a 9, this is a 9. If this is an 8, this is a 9, this is an 8, this is an 8. This is the 7. We've proved that this also points out to being an 8 in there. So I'm gonna broadly claim that these two are the same cell. I'm going to take away my greenness. This gives us an 8-9 pair in the box. Is that useful? Things that see both of these cells? Mildly interesting. Feels like a hard-won conclusion. I'm not necessarily sure it's the optimal solving path, but cheers, Joshua. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for stopping by. So we've got some logic there. I mean, we've managed to take that down from being 6, 7, 8, 9 to 8 or 9. Is there more elegant logic that I'm missing? I think is the question. Certainly this triple is interesting. This triple here is somewhat, or at least this arrangement of 6, like the 7. Yeah, because I mean just filling these in with like arbitrary numbers, 7, 9. This is very close to always be, well, yeah, so I mean it's very close. Like 7, 9, 8. 8 is interesting. Which pushes so there's an 8. There's always an 8 here. Ooh. Right. There's always an 8. There's always an 8 in one of these. There's always an 8. There's always an 8 pair, which means this can't be an 8. It was so easy once you know the trick. Good. Well, I'm glad I got there in the end, to be honest. I'm actually quite happy with that. That feels hard won. I'm sure Clover's looking at me going, "Oh, it's so obvious." You filled in 7 + 8 = 16 so many times. Yes, that also sounds about right. This was me just pencil marking brainy things too. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, cool. There's definitely a 1 on an 8. 1, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 5. Do we know what this is yet? Or have we just reduced the number of options? 6 is 1, 2, 4, 5, which is kind of interesting. I mean, we know the 8's over here somewhere, but we kind of already knew that. 7 in this box is now limited. 7's over here. I don't think 7. Ooh. No. Oh no, that's right. 7 can't be here. There's a 7 domino. That can be, that can't be 7. That can't be 7. That can't be 7 because we can't fit it on the thing. So this is a 7. 7's down here by Sudoku. 9 is 9 interesting. 8 mildly interesting. Is there anything interesting over here now? Given that, yes, let's do the logical thing and look for corresponding ones on the other side. Symmetry is always good fun. So this can't be 7 anymore, I don't think. So we've pulled some values out of this. This can't be 7 because otherwise this would be 7. And this can't be 5 because this will be 9. So this is a 9. This is a 7. So that reduces those options. 6, 7, or 8. That feels like we've removed an option from here. We've removed a 6 from here. There we go. And now we have a 7, 8, 9 over here. So we do have a 7, 8, 9. That's cool. So, oh, right. So it wasn't what I did in the first place. That's really interesting. 4, 5, 6 come out of here. So this is now an 8 or a 9. This is no longer a 7. So yeah, so there can't be a 7 in there. So this is now down to being a 4 or a 5. Slowly getting there. This sees an 8, 9. So this is 6 or a 7. So if this doesn't see an 8, this isn't a 7 anymore. It's now there we go. 8, 9 pair. 7, 8. 8, 9. 8, 5, 9, 6. 5, 8. He claims broadly with some strokes of filling in random numbers. Pretty sure that's right though. Pretty sure that's right. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 in the middle. Seems fine. 7. 7 could be 7, 2. Yeah, don't see any. 5 is interesting. 5 comes down to 1, 2, 3, 4 at least. Let's not get stuck. Come on. 9. Where does 9 go? 9 goes here. That's got to be a 9. Lots of 9s. Surely we can fill in the 9s. 9 can't go on an arrow. 9 has to go here. 9 here. 9 can't go on an arrow at least. So 9 is in those 3. Not very exciting, is it? We've got to look for 8s now as well. Okay, 8 is interesting. 8. That's an 8. That's a 9. 8, 8, 8. That can't be an 8. That's an 8. Good. Okay. This is a fruitful thing to do. 7. 7s are more interesting. There is a 7 in these. 7 sees these two. There's a 7 in here, therefore this is a 7. So now I think it's just going to, well, I say just, it's going to be a filling in the bits problem. So 7, 7, 7, 7s. 6s. He says, looking desperately at the thing. Yeah. 6. Okay. Not guaranteed to be here in this row. It's quite limited in this row. It's not insanely limited though. 4 in this row, can't go in there. Not much of a restriction. This has to be quite low. At most 6, but then I guess we knew that because again, these things all have to be 1 to 6. So I'm loath to pencil mark that in. That seems ridiculous. Oh, okay. This is where I should be looking. 9 in 2 cells must have a high and am I going to say that high and low? It must have a high and low. Where I'm saying high is 5. 9 is highish. So it's not 4-5. It is 6-3. It's not 8-1. It's not 2-7. So it is 6-3. There we go. So that's good. So that is a 3 or a 6, which means the 6 is in the middle here. That is good to know. Which means that these are down to being 1, 2, and 4. I'm going to take. I was going to take the 7 out there, but I'm going to replace it with useful stuff. It can't be a 1, so it could be. It can't be 4 because there's a 5 there. So it is a 2. This is a 7. Taking the 2 and the 4 out of here, so that is a 1 and a 5. That is a 4, which is useful. That's a 3. That's a 1. That must be the 3, right? Yeah. 2, 4, 6 in the middle. So we got a 1 left. So the 1 can't go here because the 1 will go with the 6. So that is a 1. That 1 comes out of there. This is a 5 going pairing with a 2. This is a 1, 3 comes out of there. So 2, 4 comes out of here. This is a 4. This is 1, 3, 4 then. So this is 1, 3. This is a 6 and a 3. 1 comes out of here. 5 comes out of here. 4. So we got to get 5. So it's either. It's not 1, 4. So it's 2, 3. Okay, good. That's nice and easy logic there. There's not much left, is there? That's pretty good. He says that, and then so it's suddenly like, oh yeah, there's not much left. Now what? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't really want to be pencil marking the whole world. If that's 2, 4, could be 1, 5. Does that force anything into anywhere uncomfortable? Doesn't seem to. Oh, there's a 1, 3 pair here, so that makes this a 2, 4, 6. That can't be. So that is a 6. There we go. Found a 6 out of nowhere. This is now 1, 5, and 7. Got 1, 5, and 7 left here. This is a. I might as well just pencil this in as 1, 3, and 4. That's not a 3. So there's definitely a 3 up here. I don't know how useful that will be. There's definitely a 2. Again, not very exciting. Gosh, I'm not grinding to a halt, I hope. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Definitely not 5. 1, 3, 4, 6. That is that worth pencil marking? We definitely know. We already know. Definitely know the 9 is there. Feels bad. I don't really want to be doing that. Okay, so we've got to get to an 8. We know there's no right. Let's look at the values. What if this is a 2, 3? We know it can't be. Okay. Can it be 2, 3? We know it can't be 7, 1. There is a 7 in the column. We know it can't be, if it's a 2, 3 pair, we know it can't be 2, 6 or 3, 5, and it can't be 4, 4. So this is not a 2, 3 pair. This is a 1, 4 pair, which gives us 1, 4. And take the 4s out of those. This is not 1, 6. This is 3, 4. And this is the 4. Taking the 4 out of there, this is a 1, 2. So this is now a 5, 1. This gives us a 7 out of somewhere. Not sure where that's come from, but okay, I'll take it. This is now a 2. Oh, yeah, 7 gives us a 7. This is 2, 6, or 9. So 1. This is 2, 6, or 9. So one of those has to be in here. So it's 9 and 1 of 2 and 6. But that means this can't be 2 and 6 either. Can't be 4 and 4. Must be 3 and 5. So that gives us the 3 and 5. In fact, that is the, yeah, there's the other 2, 6 as well. So yeah, that is a 3, 5 pair, meaning this is it must be a 2, 6 pair. Wonderful. All good. So now we're into 2, 3, and 4. Naked single time. Hooray. 1, 5, 1, 5, 1. Must be a 2 and a 1. We can do 6, 9, 2. This is a 3, 4, or 5. So this is a 4, 5. So close. Got some small stuff in the middle. 6 and a 2. 7 and a what? 6 and 7. Yeah, we can do those. Those we can do once we stare at them for a few minutes. 3, 4, and 9. 9 goes here. Then we have 1, 3, 4, and 5. Place that, place that, place that, place that, place that, place that. And I think this one is just about to fall. 39 minutes and 12 seconds. So, okay. Pretty good. Not too bad. All right. We are close. We're close. We're on to the last puzzle. And I think I'm going to do this within an evening, which is what I was planning to do. So, yes. It does mean that I've slightly spoiled my enjoyment of the puzzle pack, but actually, no, I've not spoiled it. I've had a lot of fun. Not spoiled it. Not extended it over a couple of days, which is what I would normally have done with it. So let's rock. Irregular thermo Sudoku. I love thermos. Normal Sudoku rules apply, except the regions are irregularly shaped rather than squares, and digits along thermometers must strictly increase, not necessarily consecutively. That's true. Yeah, it's just standard thermo rules from the round bulb to the tip. All right, let's get going. Okay. Interesting regions. So they must strictly increase. So I am going to good lift everything in the world because I am a terrible person. This is how I do thermos. I'm sorry. I won't get into the cool kids clubs now, but I don't know. I like having the digits. I like having the digits available. I like being able to stare at them. I'm not saying that's necessarily the correct way of doing this, but I enjoy it. The question is whether staring at them is actually going to help or not. Obviously, I'm also not crazy enough to. Well, No, I was going to say I'm not crazy enough to pencil mark a thing. Good luck. This one beat me up. I have to head off. No problems, Brian. Thank you very much for joining me on this foray through the wilderness. It's been good fun. I'm going to immediately note that these three cells are 1, 2, 3, which is kind of interesting because we have a 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sex tuple, and these are all from 7, 8, and 9. So that's mildly interesting. You know, that's mildly interesting enough. I'm just going to highlight them in some interesting colors. And then do some more staring. They're not in this. Yeah, it's so when it's in irregular Sudoku, it's the point is usually that there are some interesting cells that see more things than you might expect. So, for example, this cell sees all like 90%. I'm going to say 54% of this box. There we go. You know, it sees all of this thing. So this cell has to live over here somewhere, but this cell also exists in here as well. So it can't be in any other part of this region, which is kind of interesting, mildly interesting. So I'm wondering whether the restrictions, like, do any of these have restrictions on limiting the so if this is a 3, 2, 1, for example, is that going to cause any issues with this? Because once you start limiting things to consecutive numbers, you start getting into limiting issues. So, you know, if I can pin something down saying like, oh, this 7, 8, and 9, and this cell is a 7, 8, or a 9, for example, then there's some. Well, actually, no, that isn't restricted in this particular puzzle, but you get the gist. So, guess the interesting questions are also going to be where the extreme digits are in the regions. For example, where does the 9 go? Where does the 9 go in this region? That's not a 9, that's not a 9, that's not a 9, that's not a 9. That could be a 9. That's not a 9, that's not a 9. So your 9s are limited to one of two positions, which is really quite low. Ooh. I am going to look at this box then, because this again is another symmetrically inclined puzzle. These can't be 9, these can't be 9. We're down to 9s in these two boxes. Is there anything interesting about that? Not immediately, but let us do the same thing for 1s. In this region, think. Oh no, we're less restricted by 1s. 1s could be in 3 positions in this box, which is not as restrictive as we might hope, I think. What I'd like to see is to be able to limit ourselves, limit our 9ness to being in some really conducive places, shall we say. Do any? Ooh, I was about to say, like, if this is a 9, does this limit 2 options? But it doesn't, unfortunately. I'm just trying to work out if there's any limits here, and if this is causing any problems. Trying to be more. I'm also trying to be eloquent at 10:30 at night after having done Sudoku for 3 hours. So yeah, we'll see. I thought I was doing quite well. What is the total actually that in terms of? Oh, okay, no, it's 2.5 hours. I'm on the puzzle so far. So, okay, fair enough. All these numbers don't look too bad, but then when you actually total them up together, they are some total. So yes, brain make Max go slow. All right, so not this feels interesting. I don't know why, but this feels interesting. Like where does 9 go in this row? Ooh, that is an interesting question. 9s in this row are there. Again, this is now we're looking at sword fishing. We like sword fishing. So sword fishing, if you don't know what sword fishing is if we could somehow also prove that 9s were in these cells, for example, which we can't, but if we could, so we would have 9s in this row, we'd have 3, we'd have not a 9 in this row, we'd have a 9 in this row, and we'd have a 9 in this row. Then we could prove that this wasn't a 9, for example, because we already have the quota of 9s for the columns that these are in. So yeah, you could limit 9s from the rows and the columns, but we can't do that. But we can, yeah. So the 9ness here is quite interesting. I'm going to use the same colors as the numbers because I think doing this for 1s might also be interesting, but possibly less interesting. I mean, certainly we can see that 1s go into here. But I don't necessarily know if there's any other interesting... That is interesting, actually. I think by the fact that one of these has to be a... Oh no, I was about to make a broad assumption here. Oh no, that is reasonable. Right. Oh no, it's not. I was going to say one of these middle ones had to be 2 to be a 1 underneath, but that's not true. This could be a 2. Okay, so we definitely know. Okay, we definitely know one of these is a 1. What does that mean, though? What does that mean for us? What does that mean? Does that mean anything interesting, I think is the question. What if this is a 1? This being a 1 actually has some profound implications for the other. Like we push out a 1 from being in this thing, so we get a 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not saying that's yeah. I mean that pushes that notches the rest of these up very slightly. That's a 1. That can't be a 1 either, so that notches that up again. This could be a fun one. I like this. I like this puzzle already. There feels like there's interesting logic to be teased out from it. Let's I want to just quickly explore the logistics behind this being a 9. I'm just going to pencil mark. I'm not pencil mark. I'm just going to force this to be a 9. So forcing that to be a 9 forces this to be a 9 because there's no other place it could be in the box, and it forces this to be a 9 because there's no other place it could be in the box. Is that just fine? Forces this to not be a 9. So it means that one of these is a 9. Does that do anything? Does that give us anything? I mean, like I say, it pushes down these again, but there's nothing that immediately jumps out as being... The trouble is, the 9s here are quite limiting. Like, the limiting factor of these 9s brings a lot of other stuff down. Let's take a slightly different tack then. What if one of these is a 9? What does that give us? So that takes this down to being a 7 or 8. So one of these has to be a 9. This is your 9 for this region. Interesting. I wonder if there's... ever a point... Wow, I'm wondering if there's an option here for a cell because of the way that the regions look at each other. Like, could this... Like, there's a cell that always has to be, and you know, always can't be 9 or something like that. This is where you pencil mark the entire grid and just be like staring in depth at everything. That does feel a bit overkill. I have done it before, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it now, unless I think it's going to help, which I really don't think it is. Yeah, it's got to be the extreme values. Like, the extreme values here start to be quite interesting. Like 1, for example, 1 can only go in one of 3 places in this box. It can only go in one of 3 places in this box. Is it like an offset, some kind of weird ass offset thing? It can only go there. The trouble is, this center box is not nearly as limited. Like, we have 5 locations you can put a 1 in, which is really frustrating. Like, really quite frustrating. This comes down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, I was wondering there if like an 8 has to be somewhere. Because if you force an 8 into here, you have to force a 9 into here, for example. So there is something behind these being roughly similar, which is quite interesting. So if you can somehow force an 8 into there, so forcing an 8 into there would mean a 7 in here, meaning a 6 in here, meaning, well, it didn't necessarily mean, like, if you had a 7 in here, that would force an 8, 9 into here. Similarly, a 7, 8, 9. I guess the question is, like, what, you know, is there ever going to be something that forces that? Feel like this one might be a bit more starey than the others. 9's in the center box. Let's just have a look at 9's in the center box. 9 can only be one of those positions. I'm just going to look at the constellation of 9's. There we go. It's very pretty, again. Like that 9 there, or the ability of that to be 9 is mildly interesting. In that it sees a fair few of the options for 9's, and then the boxes get pushed out all over the place. I don't think it's necessarily a problem. I just think it's interesting. Feels like there must be some. Feels like there's some constraint I'm missing here. Some obviously interesting constraint. Well, actually, what I've not done yet is, well, not what I've not really done yet is properly appreciate the irregular regions, I would say. I mean, they're interesting. I think the interesting bits of them are these sticky outy bits. Those are I think these are the most interesting bits of these boxes, because they see so much of the column. So you're sort of, the trouble is there's nothing stopping it from being at the, well, is that the takeaway? Ooh. Ooh. Is that the takeaway? I'm gonna look at this and say, where does this cell go? This cell in these two boxes, one of them has to be in this column, and one of them has to be in this column, right? So that one of these has to be purple, and similarly for this, one of these are yellow. Yellow has to go in these boxes somewhere. One of them has to go in this column. This is a, so I think these are from one. Yeah, these must be from the sticky outy bits of the boxes, which means they are. I was going to say, I was about to broadly claim that they were certain things, but no. I think at most I can color them in. Let's at least color them in. Let's go for red and, oh gosh, this is going to get colorful. Red and green, and then orange. Sure, orange and black, and then. Okay, very pretty grid. We like pretty grids. But this is mildly interesting in that I think these are the most restricted digits. I think these are from 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Obviously, I mean, it's one of these digits goes in here, one of these digits goes in here, or yeah, that's sort of right. Cool. So that's at least, I think, the first hurdle sorted. Is sticky outy bits go one of the sticky outy bits. Wow. Yeah. So what is the logical other bit? So the logical other bit is that. Yeah, so it goes in the other column, but there's not a lot we can do about that other than saying it's not there, which is not much of a restriction. There are eight cells it could not be. So what is the next step from here? It feels like I'm gonna have to look at this a bit more, because this is both restricted by the sticky outy bits and also the fact that it's limited by what values it could be. I mean, I was about to say something facetious like, if it's a 9, then these can't be a 9, but obviously they're in the same region, so it's it's a little bit pointless to say such a thing. What is the logical thing I'm taking away from this? It feels mildly profound to be saying this, but maybe it is this cell. Maybe this cell's quite interesting now because of the 9. It could be. I'm trying to reason about what this could be. Maybe if it's actually the effect that, like, if this is a 9, for example. I wanted to make that into a fully fledged thought, but I feel like that's not happened. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yes, it's now that I look at the segments, it's like it's pretty obvious to say, like, where do these 2 cells go? It's like, oh yeah, I could color this in. Like, where do the rest of the column cells go? Okay, so I mean it's not as profound a thing as I first thought, but at least I spotted it, which is good. Maybe that was the first thing I should have spotted. I've just got the frontier psychiatrist in my life, but what does it mean? It certainly yeah, I mean this is, what can I say? These values are limited, at least. So would 5 be a problem in here? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably not. You just stick 5 and 9s at the end. Five's interesting. I'm just going to stick 5 in to see if it's interesting. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 limits that quite heavily, because that limits that down to being a 4, 3, 2, 1 at that point. Is that interesting? I mean, it is interesting. I'm not sure if it's groundbreaking enough, because then we stick our 5 and 9s at the end. The 1 has to go here. Is that interesting? That becomes a 3. Yeah, interesting. I'm just trying to see if there's any, like, obvious reasons we couldn't be using certain values. Interesting. I'm gonna have to stare at this a bit longer. This is I mean, this is the hardest puzzle out of them all. Having said that, we are 25 minutes through, and we are not making swathes of progress. Maybe that is an interesting question. Where does this cell go? What am I talking about? Yeah, it's not that interesting a question. Obviously, it can't go here. That's not how this works. This is the same region as this. Where does this cell go? I guess it's interesting in that it goes in here, and we know that it doesn't now go at the end of a row. In fact, we. Oh, are we just saying that these 5 cells are always the same, and then these 3 cells are always the same? Maybe that is what we're saying. Maybe that's the takeaway. If I am to color them, yeah, these cells must be the same, right? Yes, that feels correct. Yes, because I'm gonna try and reason about it. Let's see. Let's color these. Oh my god, get rid of some colors. All right. So all I'm saying is these. I'm gonna color these gray, and I'm saying these cells are gray. I'm saying these cells are green, and then these cells are purple. Okay. So these 5 cells and this cell. So where does, yeah, am I saying, what am I saying? This has to be one of these. So if this is this cell, then these are all purple. I think is what I'm saying. Yes, because essentially we're saying these are the 4, but we're also saying that these have to be present in one of these. But could this be purple? No, I'm just trying to think. Could this be purple as well? I want to prove that this is right. I want to prove that this is the takeaway, or a takeaway rather. It feels like this has to be the case. Yeah. Okay. How do I justify this? I say all of these are blue. I say this is blue. I'm saying this is blue as well. I'm saying this is blue. This is blue. Yeah, and we have to. Yeah, I'm saying that these 2 cells are the same as these 2 cells. Okay, so these are actually blue. These are just blue, and within the. Oh no, we can't say that. It's difficult because what I want to say is that I can prove that I can prove that this isn't purple, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can just assume that. It's really annoying. Because it's the values as well that I think it's the values I have to be worried about. Let's come back to our lovely refresher. Is it refreshers that are green and purple? Can't remember. So there's definitely a UK suite that's like this. Because yeah, so what am I saying? Like if this was a 1. Well, if this is a 1, this obviously can't be a 1. And our 1's shoved over here. 2. This couldn't be a 2. Okay. So actually, what I am saying is this cell has to be over here. Oh, no, not again. Right. No. This is a 1. Saying this couldn't be a 1. This could be a 1. Is what I'm saying. Oh no, I couldn't. No. Right. Because okay, these let's try penciling these in. 1 would make this a 2 or a 3. Yeah. So this 2 or 3 would go into one of these, but because we're removing the value of 1 from this option, we could no longer put a 1 into the options here, because these are the sum of these options. So anything we put in here is limiting. In fact, yeah, anything we put in here limits the values of. So this cell cannot be in these cells. Obviously it can't be in this cell, but this cell cannot also be in this cell, because it sees both of these cells. Right. Gosh, that was convoluted, but logic. But yeah, I said okay. So any cell that sees both of these cells is in the other side. So what I'm saying is this blue cell is definitely over here somewhere. Obviously it's not here because it's on the same thermo. Does that give us anything, I guess, is the question. And similarly, this yellow cell must be in here somewhere. I'm not sure how much this gives us. Again, this cell is mildly interesting, I think. Is this interesting? If it was a 1, would that stop anything? No, because this could be the same as this, and then we're not influencing this cell. I think, yeah. I think if this is 1, 2, or 3, we do remove we definitely remove the option of 1, 2, and 3 from this cell. Oh. That can't be 3. That was a 3, that was a 2, that was a 1. This just removes all the values from this. Okay, well that can't be 3 then. Which makes this a 4, 5. Yeah. That's a very minor deduction, but yeah, because it sees everything. Is that the same for 7? If this is a 7, 8, 9, that removes all the options from here. Yeah, okay, so this can't be 7 either. Well, we like removing options from things. That always makes us happy. So that gets down to being 4, 5, or 6, which is better than it was 5 minutes ago. Is there any other... no, that's interesting. Are there any other cells where that is a similar... where the logic is similar? I'm just going to put some more candy coating in... I don't know why I've... Yeah, well, I should pick a colour. Actually, I'm going to go... Yeah, there we go. So cold is blue, and hot is yellow. There we go. So yeah, what the point I'm trying to make here is that we know these share these two cells. So again, is there anything interesting about this cell? Because it sees both of them. Or this cell, for example, like, yeah. If that's a 1, I think that removes the possibility of a 1 being, well, it certainly removes the possibility of a 1 being here, and therefore here, because this would map to here. So if this is a 1, 2, or well, this is a 1, 2, or 3. I think that removes the doesn't remove. Yeah, parallel universes. Yeah, whatever this value is, it is forcing it out of 2 places and into this region, this column of cells. Gosh, this is excitingly fun, isn't it? It's complicated. It's this center box. This center box is the interesting one because of the geometry here. This center box, I feel like I want to be throwing all of the pencil marks at it. That 4, 5, or 6 being in the middle now feels profound, but it's probably less bounded than it was previously, just because we've proved it can't be 7, 3, or 7. That's essentially all we've deduced from that. Just because it limits the value in these two squares, because they're part of the same. It's because they're part of the same region, really. Don't think there's a concordant. I mean, it has reduced the number of places we could put a 6. 6 is now in one of 2 places here. Ooh. If 6 is in one of 2 places... Oh, 6 is in one of 2 places. That means 7 is in one of 2 places. And that means 8 is in one of 2 places. And therefore 9 is in one. Okay, so we have a 6, 7, 8, 9 run in one of these places. One of these is 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't know which one. Don't know which one yet. But one of these is 6, 7, 8, 9. How are we supposed to differentiate that? This is where I want to start cracking out the the variables, the letters for some reason. Don't know why. Okay, so if one of these if one of these is a 9, this can't be a 9. So that reduces, yeah, so that stops that being a 9, that stops that being an 8. Is there a similar restriction that goes back the other way then? How did I deduce that had to be a 9? Oh yeah, because I was looking at 6s in this row. Right? I looked at 6 in this row. It had to be one or 2 places. What's the similar version of that on this side then? 4s? 4s, yes. There's only 2 places for 4s. So so one of these is 6, 7, 8, 9. One of these is 4, 3, 2, 1. In fact, 8, 9 comes out of both of these. So that's 8 comes out, and that's 7 comes out. I'm going to get a digit. I am going to get a digit. There's a 2, 1 pair there. That's a 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. That is a 5. I claim that as a 5. And I feel like that is an extremely hard fought 5, actually. Yeah, that's got to be 5. That's got to be 4. 4, 5, 6. That's a 3. That's a 7. 6, 7 comes out. That's not a 3. 6, 7 comes out. I feel like my logic here is sound, although I'm very much panicking that I break things at all times. Which is, you know, just standard paranoia. This has come down to 1, 2, 8, 9, which is fantastic. Let's tidy these up a little bit. We're down to 1, 2. Yeah, so we have. In fact, these are 1, 2. I think these are 1, 2. Either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so in fact, let us just redo these. These are either, yeah, so it's 1 5, 2 6, 3 7, 4 8, or 5 9. Perfect. I'm pretty sure that is good logic, borne out by science and maths. Question is which variant is which? Ooh. That's interesting, isn't it? So this is now forcing ones, it's either a 5 and a 9 or a 1 and a 5. So these are 1 5 9, these are 1 5 9. So there's an X-wing of 5s all of a sudden. There's an X-wing of 5s. I'm going to put them in pink because fives are pink is the color. Five is a pink, which means the 5 comes out of these two, which I think we could have deduced by the fact that we know 5 is on the row, but on the run rather. But yeah, cool. That is pretty sweet. All right. So, where to now? Now that we've deduced something interesting about the world, where do we go now? I'm going to maybe do some more colouring. Colouring is good. Red and orange. Those two colours perfectly fine. Couldn't be possibly designed to be the same. Okay. So now we get into an interesting question. Like which one is 1 and 9? I think it starts coming into these strange thermo positions now. Sorry, it's either 1 5 or 5 9. Those are our options. So if this was 5 9, this is 5 9. Ones go here. Does that mean anything over here? Ooh, are we limiting ourselves? Is there like an inherent X-wing now? What do I mean by an inherent X-wing? I'm not sure what I mean by an inherent. I'm trying to visualize what that means. Ooh, there is a 1 2. That's interesting. We've suddenly got a 1 2. Oh, I was gonna say 1 2 3 8 9 is nearly right. Is nearly fun. Nearly exciting. Very nearly exciting. Okay, so we know one of these is 1 2 3 4 5. Does that limit? What does that limit? Surely that limits one of these. Surely it limits the values that one of these can be. 6 7, right? 6 7 8 here. Oh, right. It's these. These are the interesting bits now. So one of these is 6 7 and 8, which then forces one of these to be 4 3 2 1. So one of these is a 1, right? Yeah, 6 7 8. One of these has to be 6 7 8. We know one of these runs has to be 6 7 and 8. They each see a 4 6 7 8 option on their list. So one of them goes down to 0, 4 3 2 1, 4 3 2 1. One of these is a 1, therefore that is a 2. So we know that's a 2. And the 1 comes out of here. That's not a 2 anymore. That's not a 3 or a 4. That's not a 4. It's up to 6, 7, or 8. Oof. 5, 6. That's up to a 7, 8, or a 9. Gosh. Okay. So that is a 2. Does that have any implications over here? Feel like it probably does. Okay. because that's a 2, that is forcing this to be yeah, this is forcing this up. So this is the 4, yeah, so this is now 6, 7, or 8. If this was 6, 7, 8, this would have no value. So this is the 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 3, 1, 8, 9, 7, 6, 5, 6, 7. So we got all of those now. That's good. So this is now a 1, 5 pair. 1, 5. This is now a 5, 9 pair. This is a 4. Yep. This is the 4, 3, 2, 1 that we had. This is a 3. The 1 in this box is limited to being over here now, which is cool. We've got 2s and 3s to go into this box still. That's fine. 1 in this box is done, so that's not there. 9 needs placing, which we can do, which gives us an 8, a 7, a 6. 6 out of there. All right, so we still have the 6 and the 8, 6 and the 8 to place here. That gives us a 6 and an 8 and a 9 and a 7 and an 8 and a 9. And a 2 comes out of here. 9 comes out of here, 9 comes out of here. What are we missing in this box? We're missing a 7. Still got a 7 and an 8 and a 9 and a 2. Gosh, this is we're starting to run out of digits. We're starting to run out of things that we can place, which is interesting. 3 in this grid is placeable here, in this region, shall we say. 3 is locked out of those. 3 goes in here. Not yet doable, I don't think. In this, in this column, this row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so 1 can only be in one place. Why was 1 limited here? Oh, it's because it's season 1. Yeah, that makes sense. that makes logical sense. Good. 5 comes out. Okay, 6, 7, 1, 5, 5, 9. It's. I'm hoping it's falling. 1. Okay, let's do this region. 2s, 4s, and 9s. Is that right? I think that's right. That's a 4. That's a 2. That's a 9. And then in this row and column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 6, and 7. 2, 6, 7. It's still looking good. 3, 2. This must be 4 and 8. I think we might be there. 1. Take the 1s out of there. 8 and 7 comes out. Have we got all of our 1s yet? No. We are missing a 1, 1, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 2s. 1, 2, 3. I think we're missing a 2 in this region. And must be another region as well? No. Yes, we haven't got a 2 in this region either. So I think in this region we can only put 2 here. So 1, 2. Can't be 2 there, can't be 2 there. That's a 2. Good. 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. 4s. I think we're just at the point of filling stuff in now. 4, 5, 6, 7. Can probably just pencil mark the world in. 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got an 8. We're doing 8 there and a 4 there and 6. Gosh. This is just scanning the game. 9. 6 and 9? 6. No, not 6. 8 and 9. Alright, I don't think we actually can do that yet. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. 7, 8, 9. 6, 8, 9. 6, 7. 4, 7, 8, 9. It's an 8. Good. There we go. Use the tools that we're given. Fill in the rest of the grid. 8, 9, 4, 5, 52 minutes and 7 seconds. And that is the end of the Clover pack. Oof. Gosh. Wow. Okay. Well, we got the end of it. We managed to get to the end of it, and our total time was let me just total this up. 3 hours and 25 minutes and 6 seconds, which I feel like is so compared to my previous months, we're sort of in the mid. I'd say, yeah, I think Clover says bravo, thanks for streaming. Yes, thank you very much for being here and being so lovely. Yeah, no, that was a really fun pack. That last one, this puzzle is lovely. Just the yeah, the deductions coming out of this one are very nice. I really like that. I really like that, especially deducing that you have to have. Yeah, it was these two cells actually, the ones that sort of force you into thinking where the runs go, and you have to have runs of 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Well, actually, no, I think it was more these, wasn't it? The 6 could only this could only be the 6 could only be here, and then the 4 could only be here. That's right. Yeah, that was nice. And then once you got those, it sort of topples down, and then these two thermos come into play, forcing a 1 into here, and it's that's lovely. No, that I think that's probably. I mean, it is the hardest puzzle of the pack, obviously, but that is my favorite puzzle of the pack, I would say. Yeah, awesome. Right, I'm going to go to bed. It's been a long evening solving Sudokus. Hope you had a good time, and I'll catch you hopefully next month for Puzzle Pack 8. And if you're not already subbed to Clover's Patreon, go and sub to Clover's Patreon. It's not very much, and you get 8 lovely handmade variant Sudoku puzzles, and you can try them on your own time. Yeah, thanks very much all. I will catch you later. Bye for now.